The job description for the 21st century sales leader. So much is different and so much is still the same. Today's sales leader needs to have all kinds of knowledge and skills that couldn't even be defined 10 or 15 years ago. The technology that brought these things into existence simply did not exist yet. And that's in addition to a whole host of knowledge and skills that have been hallmarks of the sales leader's job for decades. So here you are, the executive to whom the sales leader reports. Or maybe you are a sales leader who has been asked for an opinion. What goes into the job description? What metric should be used to determine the sales leader's bonus? Consider the following. First, the 5 responsibilities. Number 1, sales process engineering. Above all else, the sales leader's primary responsibility is to methodically, relentlessly, and continuously improve the organization's sales process. It needs to be documented so that everyone, and I mean everyone, from the newest rookie to the most seasoned veteran, everyone knows it, knows what all the terminology means, and knows that responsibility to methodically, relentlessly, and continuously improve it falls right on their head. The sales leader must communicate in no uncertain terms that buy-in to both the process and its improvement is non-negotiable, a condition of employment, a core component of the organization's sales culture. Responsibility number 2, opportunities and obstacles. Opportunity knocks at every organization's door all the time, every day. There are vastly many more of them than can be exploited. Along with the rest of the executive team, the sales leader needs to play a key role in identifying and addressing the top 5. As soon as one does get addressed, a new one needs to get added. Also, obstacles abound in any sales process. What are the 5 ugliest and most significant? The sales leader must maintain a program to identify and address them. It's part of sales process engineering. As with opportunities, when one gets addressed, add the next new one to the list. A focus on O&O is critical to ensure that resources are more concentrated on the important versus just the urgent. Responsibility number 3, sales process media. Digital tools like blogs, social media, podcasts, and videos are far from the bleeding edge luxuries they were 5 or 10 years ago. Digital images, text, audio, and video are absolutely essential electronic assistants that every sales professional needs. There's not anywhere near enough time in any sales pro's day to talk to everyone involved in every decision process in any sales territory. Digital sales support tools, sales process media tools, are an undeniable and essential source of serious competitive sales advantage. The following quote from the owner of a highly successful industrial distributor provides the perfect perspective. Here's what he tells his sales and sales support team. Quote, "The mission of our sales process media team is to enable the total removal of the human sales rep from our sales process. We know we will never achieve this mission, but in pursuing it, we will demolish sales process obstacles." Unquote. Some great perspective. Responsibility number 4, sales information technology. Sales process engineering, the methodical, relentless, continuous improvement of a sales process, is utterly impossible without a robust, well-implemented, constantly used CRM system. Sales process media, the man of La Mancha-like quest to eliminate the human from the sales process, is also utterly impossible without IT, without a robust sales process media platform. The 21st century sales leader must, therefore, be deeply knowledgeable about these information technologies. The sales leader must literally exude digital tool competence and understanding, most certainly about CRM and SPM platforms, so that it is abundantly clear that all sales professionals and all managers in the organization must also be at least as competent. Responsibility number 5, leadership. I won't begin to try in this presentation to even define sales leadership, no less advise on how to develop it. It's perhaps the most intangible yet most critical skill of all. That said, it's quite simple and easy to see if great sales leadership is in place. There are 3 obvious indicators. 1, the sales department is always staffed according to plan. 2, There is minimal, if not non existent, turnover among the top 50% of performers. And 3, weak performers are coached up to at least average performance in 6 to 9 months or coached out of the organization. So, those are the 5 key responsibilities of the 21st century sales leader: sales process engineering, addressing opportunities and obstacles, sales process media, sales information technology, and leadership. Now for the hard measurements. There are 3 sets, and collectively they objectively measure the quality of execution of the 5 responsibilities. First, the financial metrics. Some things never change. Meet or exceed the revenue target, meet or exceed the profit target, meet or beat the expense target. These are the time-tested, undeniable, well-understood fundamental measurements of the success of any sales department. Next, the sales process metrics. As noted earlier, continuous improvement of the organization's sales process is the sales leader's primary responsibility. Perhaps surprisingly, sales forecast accuracy is the critical metric for judging the effectiveness of the sales process engineering effort. An accurate forecast is totally dependent on effective use of a CRM system to track sales opportunities, which in turn means that the sales force has bought into not only the sales process itself, but also to its continuous improvement based on the analysis produced by the CRM. This simple metric, forecast accuracy, is an extremely accurate gauge for the effectiveness of the very complex task of sales process engineering. The 4 fundamental sales funnel metrics, the number of active opportunities by stage, the dollar value of active opportunities by stage, the percent of opportunities that advance stage by stage, and the cycle time for that advancement, are the critical metrics for judging the effectiveness of sales process media. Better performance on any of these metrics means that sales work is successfully being offloaded to SPM, enabling sales personnel to become more productive. It also happens to be a deeper level set of metrics for judging the effectiveness of sales process engineering. Finally, the leadership metrics, only 2, and together they indicate whether or not the right number of the right people are on the bus and stay on the bus. The first is a yes or no proposition. Has the headcount plan been met and maintained? The second is sales force turnover. Again, this number should be very low for the top half of performers and quite high for the bottom quarter or so. That's it, the job description for the 21st century sales leader. For a hard copy, go to ypsgroup.com/salesleaderjob.pdf.